Highnesses, I'm Dan. Thank you for joining us for the final vlog in our Brazil series. This one's going to be a little bit of an odd one. We're going to be covering our final 3 days in our journey back to the UK. At the moment we are in Manaus. We're staying at the Juma Opera Hotel, which is just across the road there. We're here for 2 nights, then we're going to fly back to Rio via Sao Paulo on Monday, and then Tuesday we're going to fly back to the UK. So we'll give you a little tour of the Juma Opera room that we're staying at. We'll also take you to the hotel we're staying at in Rio, and then you can follow us home.
Okay, so we just checked into Juma Opera in Manaus. We're back now. We had a bit of a quicker journey here than we did on the way out, so we managed to avoid the ferry crossings this time, I think. So this is our room, 207. It's very nice, like super modern, super clean. We've got lamps, aircon unit here. Oh. Oh, okay, that's that. Oh god. Very well stocked mini fridge. We won't be having any of that though. Nice snacks here, Pringles. Again, we won't be eating any of those. Desk and drawers. So we've got a little welcome chocolates here. Look at that. They're very nice. And oh! For the first time in our room in Brazil, we've got a safe. No, yeah, it is the first time. We've got a safe. So that's good. A spare pillow, little hangers there. And then the bathroom is very cool, very nice. Massive shower, huge. And it's got a ledge inside. Yeah, oh look, we've got loofah. We'll give you some loofahs here, some soap.
It's good that we have some shower gel. We ran out.
It's a really nice hotel. Into my balcony.
That is a very nice view of the Opera House, isn't it? Do you like it here?
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Good. Let's go and unpack, shall we?
One of the guys in reception has just shown us the way up to the swimming pool in our hotel in Manaus, and this is it. Look, right over the Opera House.
This is the restaurant we were just eating in, just down here, I believe. Very, very good food.
And that's there.
I don't know what that is. But behind it there's a really hideous block of flats.
To be honest with you, that's the only nice view.
Yes.
The rest of
well, this is quite a nice view of you. This is a very nice. This is a very nice view. Oh, thanks for that. Good morning. As I said to you yesterday, we weren't going to do very much, so we came to the Juma Opera Hotel. We checked in. We had some lunch. We went to the pool. Spent a couple of hours up by the pool, just relaxing, catching our breath and recovering a little bit from the jungle. We came back to our room. We were going to go for dinner, but honestly I was so tired and so out of it and exhausted, and also relieved that I survived the jungle. I know that sounds weird, but I was kind of very apprehensive, and I think the relief of actually all being okay got to me a little bit. So by about 7:30 last night we couldn't be bothered to go for dinner, so we went to bed and we slept, I would say, for a good 11 hours. So we are feeling really fresh this morning. We've just got up. We're going to go and get some breakfast now downstairs. We'll tell you about the breakfast. And then the plan for today pretty much is just to chill out. So there won't be much to show you today. There's not much to see in Manaus. but I don't think we're going to be doing very much of interest while we're here today. So, but we'll keep you updated. If we do, then of course we will show you. Hello again. We've just had our breakfast and we've now made our way up to the rooftop pool. The weather's really, really nice today. It's really, really great. I think that the temperature is already over 30 degrees. It's only 9:30 in the morning. So yeah, we might be staying here for quite a few hours today. I'm not sure we're going to do too much else. David has got himself already set up for the day by the looks of it over there. He's nice and chilled out. Breakfast here was really nice. They bring you fresh coffee. There's orange juice available to get. They had pastries, cakes, croissants, quiche, focaccia bread, different breads, different toasts. They had some of that manioc root, sweet potato, banana, porridge, which I guess was probably the tapioca type porridge. All of this was on the buffet. You could help yourself to as much as you wanted, and then they had a menu where you could order things as well. So David ordered an omelette with everything in it: ham, cheese, onion, peppers, tomatoes, all the things that I dislike. And I ordered, which was really strange, I ordered some kind of shredded coconut with condensed milk, which I had no idea what it was, but it came in like a kind of pressed sandwich. Interesting, but it actually tasted really nice and I ate it all. So I'll probably have that again tomorrow. I really liked it. Altogether, a really good breakfast. I was impressed. It was nice to sit in that beautiful kind of glass house restaurant again. So yeah, good start to the day. We didn't have any dinner last night, so we were a little bit hungry.
It was great. It was the typical Brazilian breakfast, wasn't it? With fruits and breads and cakes, pastries, eggs, everything that you'd want. Yeah.
Other than being in the Amazon, this is David's second favourite activity. Laying out in his trunks, getting a tan. He does this all the time at home.
Yeah, if I can't be on a river or something like that, then I'll do this.
Then you do this. I think pretty much for today, this is going to be the order of the day. I've got my laptop with me. Probably going to sit here, do a little bit of editing, get myself ready so that when I get back I can get the videos out to you as quickly as I can. And I will just say that we probably wouldn't have done it this way had the flights tied up a bit better. We probably would have not rushed the first kind of few days so much. But the way the flights were and the number of days annual leave that we had and the way that we had planned the trip, there really wasn't kind of any other way to do it. As it turned out, BA cancelled our flight. We should have been flying back to the UK tomorrow, but they cancelled the flight, and that gave us an extra day here, which meant we could have 2 days in Manaus just to chill out. So it's actually worked out really well. Anyway, if you've got any questions about this trip so far, about Rio, about Iguazu, about the Amazon, about Manaus, pop them in the comments down below, and we will do our best to get back to you with the accurate information that you need to be able to plan your own trips. An important update for you all: he's finally moved off the sun lounger. Yes, it's official. He's moved.
Reading, music.
In the pool?
Not in the pool.
No, not in the pool. Do you like the pool? Are you going to build one on our house, on the roof? No? I thought you'd like the pool.
No, it'd leak.
Probably no. Now, like everything at our house leaks, doesn't it?
So we've just had a very lazy day. We've just been by the pool all day and sun tanning, as you can probably see. I think I'm the same colour as my t-shirt. Yeah, it's been good though. Just reading, listening to music, relaxing, swimming. It was so hot here today. It was about 32 degrees and we were on the roof, so we were getting the full blast of it, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
But no, it's very nice. We've just been back to the room, just had a little chill, change, shower, which wasn't very pleasant with the sunburn. And we've now just come downstairs to the bar in our hotel, which is lovely. We've got ourselves a drink before dinner. We're going to have a little chill out, little drink, and then we'll go and eat something.
Dinner at Juma Opera isn't served until 7:30, so we've just got ourselves some drinks, as David said. I've got myself a nice little mojito. We're sitting outside on the little terrace with a view of the Opera House, which is a hive of activity tonight. There must be an opera on, and there's lots of people queuing up outside, waiting to go in. It's all lit up, it looks really pretty. So yeah, I think we might actually be able to hear it from our room, the opera. We could hear it from the roof this morning. They were doing some kind of rehearsal in there maybe. I could hear some this morning, which was amazing. So we might actually hear the actual opera tonight from our room. You never know your luck. So I've gone for the crab pot pie. What did you go for, David?
I've got arowana, which is like a slim, eel-like scaly fish. It's done in like a milk. I don't actually know. It's like a milk sauce, but it's got parsley in it, chili, onion. It's really nice, and it comes with little fried vegetable crisps. But it's quite nice.
I've got the crab pot pie. I'm not entirely sure what this is going to be, so let's have a little look, shall we? It's a bit cheesy on top. I'm not entirely sure what's in here.
Duck confit risotto. It's okay.
Just okay? Not amazing like you'd hoped. Honestly, I've really had my fill of the manioc route. Having been here for like the last 2 weeks, I just need something that looks normal to me. So we're now back in the room after dinner. It wasn't great for me. I thought that the crab pot pie wasn't great. It was a really massive thing to have for starter. Really filling. It was like mashed potato, cheese and crab that still had the shell on it, so it wasn't great. Then, eyes bigger than belly, I went for the hamburger with chips and I couldn't finish it. It was just too much food, but it was nice, it was all good.
It was okay. The duck risotto was nothing special. It was just tasted more like a risotto with like beef stock in or something like that. But it was alright, it was fine, yeah.
Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you give us a big thumbs up if you like the video. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Come on, get subscribing. Good morning and welcome to our penultimate day here in Brazil. Today is going to be another one of those epic travel days that we're becoming very accustomed to. So today we are going to just go and have some breakfast downstairs at the Juma Opera. Then going to come up and get packed. Then we're going to make our way across to Manaus airport. From there, we're going to fly to Sao Paulo, and then from there, we're going to fly from Sao Paulo back to Rio. And we've got like a hotel which is quite near the airport booked for tonight. So it's going to be a really boring day, but of course, anything remarkable I will show you. And we'll take some time when we're at the airport as well to talk through some of the things that we have found interesting here in Brazil, some tips for you if you're planning to come here. And of course we'll tell you what we thought of the Juma Opera as well. So yeah, stay tuned for today. Not the most exciting day, but hopefully you'll get some good tips from us as we sit down and reflect on our experiences here.
So we've just checked out of the Juma Opera here in Manaus. It's a bit sad because it means that we sort of start our journey now heading back to London. As you know, like, we haven't really done much in Manaus. There isn't really anything that we wanted to do or see. Like, there isn't really much here, to be honest. It's very much a gateway to the Amazon, so people sort of leave and arrive from the Amazon from here. Our hotel, the Juma Opera, has, I mean, I love it, isn't it? It's just so nice. It's really quaint, it's modern. The fact it's right opposite the Opera House here in Manaus is just amazing. The view from the swimming pool is amazing. The swimming pool is lovely. It's got a very sort of luxury feel to it. Food has been good. The hotel staff are amazing here. So overall, it's been a really good stay. Even though we've been here for like 2 days, 2 nights, the overall film of the Juma Opera has been really good, and I've really liked it here.
Yeah, it's really nice. As David said, it's a really nice boutique type hotel. It's got some really cute little European touches, kind of some little I would say Riviera, French, Italian influences with the little shutters and the way the doors to the balcony open and stuff. It's really pretty. The restaurant here is really pretty as well. We paid, I think, about £200 a night to stay here, which in Brazil standards is quite a high price to pay for a hotel, I would guess. Would I recommend staying here? Absolutely. If you're going to be in Manaus, although unless you're going to the Amazon, I don't see why you would be here. There's not really, as David said, much to do here unless you're going to go and see an opera. So overall, how have you found Brazil? Would you recommend people come here, and would you come here again yourself?
Would I come here again myself? Yeah, probably yes. I've loved it. I mean, there's so many different parts of Brazil, and I feel like we've only really just scratched the surface of it. But I think we've gone and we've experienced the highlights, which was the main point of all the travelling and seeing everything, you know, the main tourist bits. Iguazu was amazing. Rio was great, but I don't feel like I need to do any more of Rio. Do I need to do more of the Amazon? Yes. I loved that. I loved that so much. The only thing I have to say, which I'm really surprised at, and this is probably our naivety, is about the language. Now, I've never visited a country where I've had a problem in communicating, but here in Brazil, English is not the second language even. It's not even the third language. We've been using Google Translate. I mean, when we were in Iguazu, one of the bartenders saw that you were doing the YouTube, and so he started asking about that, but the whole conversation was done on the bar computer using Google Translate.
Yes, it is really, really difficult not being able to communicate. I know that people say the English are quite arrogant and expect people to speak English, and I think I've probably fallen into that trap a little bit as well. So yeah, I think wherever we go next, if English is not the first or second language, I think I would definitely need to make some more effort learning the language. It's been a little bit awkward here on occasions where you just can't speak the language. We've just been told that our taxi has arrived, so we're going to head to the airport now, and then we'll continue this conversation with some more tips and kind of final thoughts when we get to the airport. Okay, it's been about 12 hours since we last spoke to you. We were giving you a little bit of a critique and a review and some tips when our taxi driver arrived in Manaus to take us to the airport. 12 hours have passed. We've been on 2 LATAM flights. It is now about 1 AM, so we arrived here back at Rio de Janeiro. When you get to Rio de Janeiro, you do get absolutely mobbed by people trying to offer you taxis, and you just have to keep saying no, 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 no. It's quite horrific, really. They're very pushy. So we did get to go to a taxi, and he wanted to charge us 50 real just to go 5 minutes down the road to the hotel. Was down at the Linx Galeāo. Linx Galeāo. So we said, oh no, we're not paying 50 real, that's like kind of taking the pee a bit. So we said no to him, and then somebody else told us that if we went up to the second floor, we could get a free shuttle to our hotel. This hotel we're staying at, the Linx Galeāo, they provide a 24/7 shuttle service for free to the hotel. We just got the free shuttle. It's 1 AM, we're knackered, but I'm going to give you a very, very quick room tour before we go to bed. David's not super impressed with this idea. He's standing in the naughty corner over there. But we are both very tired, so let's crack on with this quick room tour for you. We're in room 112 at the Linx Galeāo, which is on the first floor, right by reception, just by the lifts. It's nothing special, it's just a bit of a kind of airport hotel. I'm going to give you a quick whiz round anyway, so here we go. Here, it's like a kind of shelving unit. It's got a couple of bits on there. I think that might be an extra quilt or something. There's no wardrobe, but there is a rail with some hangers where you can hang your stuff. There's a little bit down there for shoes, or to put bags, and then there's this kind of great big long luggage bench, which is really, really useful. And we've just packed what we need for tonight in this yellow North Face bag. We paid extra baggage today to have an extra bag on the plane. There is quite a small TV, really, considering the size of the room, but there is a TV up there. We won't be watching that, we're going to be too tired. We've got a few little snacks here, and then a mini bar down here. It's got some drinks, some squash, some fizzy drinks, some alcohol, some water. Over here, got 2 bedside cabinets and some little lights. The bed is very, very basic. I'm not sure how comfy it is. Let's just give it a little go. It's all right. It's not the best bed we've been on, but it's all right. Air conditioning unit up there. Into the bathroom, and again, it's really quite bog standard, but it's all we need for tonight. Is a hairdryer on there, some kind of liquid soap, sink, some towels. Looks like they've given us one. No, there are 2 towels up there, but they're not very good quality towels. You can feel that immediately. Toilet, and then the shower in here. This bathroom actually looks like it could do with a bit of a refresh, but yeah, all in all, it'll do for the night before we fly back to the UK tomorrow. So anyway, a super quick tour of the room for you there. There's not much to see. It's really basic, kind of Premier Inn standard, I would say. This room does come with breakfast. It was much cheaper than any other hotel we've stayed at while we've been here. I think in terms of pounds, I think it's about £65 for the night, including breakfast for both of us, so you kind of get what you pay for. But it's convenient, it's right by the airport, it's got a free shuttle to take us back to the airport tomorrow for our flight back to the UK. So yeah, this will do us for tonight. Super tired, so I'm going to sign off for now, but I'll be back very shortly on our last day here in Brazil. So I'll see you in a couple of moments, which for me will be in the morning. Good morning, it's our final day here in Brazil. It's 9 o'clock now, we're both washed and showered, there's David. And of course, we will take you along for breakfast with us and show you what the breakfast is like here.
So we're now in the restaurant here. It's just a buffet breakfast, and it's quite a big selection of stuff, so let's see what they've got.
Okay, so we last saw you a couple of hours ago on our way to breakfast here at Linx Galeāo, or Galeao, however you say it. Yeah, the breakfast was alright, it wasn't anything great. The room was comfortable, it was functional, the staff here are very nice. There's not much to say about this hotel, is there? Yeah, overall, I would recommend this place. Don't come here to stay here for 2 weeks for your whole holiday. It's not that kind of place. But if you...
No, you literally come here for a night, that's it.
For a night, it's perfectly fine. So let's go back to what we were talking about yesterday. In terms of our tips for coming to Brazil. We were talking, I think, when our taxi driver arrived, we were talking about the language barrier, and I have to say, you know, it is a real issue here if you don't speak some of the language. Like yesterday I ordered us some food in between our 2 flights, and because I can't speak the language, the order was wrong, and it's just the little things like that. And of course it's not the people's fault at all, it's my fault for not knowing how to speak Portuguese. And as David was telling you yesterday, Google Translate has been a lifesaver. So if you're going to go somewhere, even if you speak a little bit of the language, get that Google Translate, because that's really good, isn't it? Other tips for coming here, I would say make sure you bring a small amount of cash with you. Everywhere accepts cards. If you want to give people tips and stuff, it's nice to have that small amount of cash while you do that. We've met a lot of people that we have wanted to give tips to, people that have provided good service, and people that are working really hard but don't have very much. We wanted to give them a little bit of money to say thank you, because they've given us a really nice time.
One weird thing that we haven't actually mentioned yet, and I think that we should, is the safe situation.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about personal safety, I'm talking about a physical safe in the hotel rooms.
Yes.
Because
it's not a thing, is it?
it's not a thing.
So don't be bringing your crown jewels here, because if you're going to go out in Rio, apparently it's quite dangerous. We didn't experience anything like that, but everybody you speak to says, be careful, have your wits about you. And that's good advice for any city you go to as a traveller. But we didn't come across any of that. But if you're wearing your jewellery and stuff, it could get stolen. But if you leave it in your room, there's no safe to leave it in. So just be aware of that.
Just something I want to mention about like safety here in Brazil, because it was really getting on my nerves in the UK. You get the same reaction whenever you say to anyone, oh, we're travelling to Brazil. Oh my God, be careful. Oh my God, it's so dangerous. Oh, my friend went there, they were mugged. It's like, okay, like I get it. Like a lot of places have a violent reputation. I want to go and experience it for myself. I don't want to arrive in a place petrified. For me, it's just common sense. But we haven't felt any aggression or anywhere we've been unsafe, or
I haven't felt unsafe at any point at all, but we have stuck to the tourist areas, and we've not kind of put ourselves in situations where you might be unsafe. As David says, there are places in London that I would not go to because it's unsafe, and as long as you understand that, there's like some favelas here that are quite notorious for drugs and for weapons, and if you're coming to see Christ the Redeemer, there's no need to go to those favelas. They're up in the hills and the mountains, aren't they?
As a tourist, you're not gonna go to the suburbs and stuff. You've got no reason to.
There's a huge police presence here as well. I've seen a lot of police. That's safes and safety covered in one go. What's the other thing missing from the rooms here in Brazil that really annoys you?
Yes. Yeah, they don't do tea and coffees in the hotel rooms, which is so weird.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Maybe if anyone from Brazil or anywhere can say, maybe, I guess it's just not a thing here.
Yeah.
But there is no kettle, there's no tea, coffee, sugar. There's always a mini bar.
Always a mini bar,
fridge,
pretty
water,
much.
Coke, Fanta, beer, everything like that, champagne. But you can't wake up and make a coffee in a hotel room in Brazil, it seems.
And we do like that. We do like to wake up and make a cup of tea, don't we? Although tea isn't a thing here either. It's quite hard to get tea here, isn't it? Everything is about the coffee, and Brazilians like their coffee black, strong, and small cups. So if you want milky coffee, typically you need to order a cappuccino, but often here as well, cappuccino is what we would call a mocha. It comes with chocolate in it as well. So yeah, it's kind of a bit different here in terms of coffee, and of course not having it in the room. So yeah, bear that in mind as well. If you are a tea lover like my mum, she would not cope here at all. So bring your tea bags with you, and maybe even a tiny little kettle. And on that point as well, make sure you bring your adapters as well. Now, before we came, we didn't know like what kind of plugs to use here in Brazil. I thought initially it was going to be the same as America, and I've got loads of America travel adapters. Like, yes, we're going to be fine. But googling it was kind of, I was getting different stories about what they used here, and I could get kind of no set answer. So I went onto Amazon and I just searched for UK to Brazil travel adapters, and it brought one up, which I took a bit of a gamble on, and I bought just 2 of them. Now we've coped on using one each. We've got a lot of things to charge, watches, we've got phones, we've got cameras, we've got GoPro, we've got batteries, we've got laptops, we've got iPads. We've got so much tech with us for filming this vlog series, as well as personal stuff as well. Yeah, I wish I'd have bought more travel adapters, but it is a particular particular plug socket here, which is different to both the UK, to Europe, and also to America. So make sure you get the right adapters. So you've heard how efficient the Japanese are, and you've heard how efficient the Germans are. well, you need to add Brazil to that list because they are super on it here.
Yeah.
And that's not just here in Rio, that's everywhere we've been. Everything has been organised, on time, people are very prompt, it's been great, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So if you, for example, order a taxi for 1:30, they will be here waiting at 1:15 for you.
That's not an exaggeration, honestly.
Our itinerary was a little bit complex with kind of some quite short periods of time between flights, and that caused us a little bit of anxiety and kind of stress about, oh, what if one flight's late? And nothing like that at all. Everything was bang on. In fact, we arrived really early after our flight yesterday, didn't we? Like,
if you're looking at domestic flights, so internal flights within Brazil, and they give you if you land at 6 and your next flight leaves at, say, 7:30, honestly, you've got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Like, more than enough time, because you literally get off of one plane. Sometimes you don't even have to walk to another area of the airport. It can be in the same corridor. You just go to the screen, find where your gate is, and you go, and that's it. And always make sure on every flight that your luggage is booked through to your final destination, and you keep your luggage tags that they give you.
Mosquitoes next. Just put on the jungle formula. Some people don't like the smell of it and didn't want to put it on and got really badly bitten, didn't they?
But it doesn't. But look, I don't like putting stuff on. And I know that like my skin can take like getting burnt quite a lot. It can, all of that kind of stuff. But I don't like putting things on my skin because it's just gross. It's sticky or oily. It covers your clothes smell, all of this stuff. So I did get bitten like mad in the Amazon. And yeah, they itch and stuff, but I mean, I've had the vaccines and it's
You were
fine.
up in the middle of the night, weren't you, electrocuting the bites to try and stop them itching. But
I mean,
but just if you're sensible, just put the jungle formula or whatever brand you use, just put it on. Honestly, just put it on. Let's go through each place by place. Let's start with Rio. What was your top thing we did in Rio?
The helicopter tour.
Yeah, the helicopter tour. If you come to Rio and you can afford to do the helicopter tour, it was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was so good. Where do we go next? Iguazu. What was the best thing about Iguazu?
I think all the day trip we did. I don't know. I enjoyed all of it. I can't say there was a good thing. I mean, we went there solely to see the falls. That's why you go. There's no other reason to go. There's nothing else there.
Oh no, there's a bird park. And there's a wax museum and an ice bar. So there are some touristy things in Iguazu that we weren't interested in doing. You could tell by his face that they were not on his list. They weren't on my list either, to be honest.
I'm saying, I think those things have been built around the tourist thing of the falls. If the falls wasn't there, there's no reason to have the other thing. The reason you go there is only the falls.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, I mean, doing the helicopter is great, and you've got to do it because it's the best way to see.
Beautiful panoramic view, wasn't it?
Yeah, it converts to be £90 for 10-minute flight. Now, when you say, oh my god, £90 for a 10-minute flight, that's horrific. In terms of helicopter flights, it is what they cost.
Yeah, for me, my top thing about Iguazu was the boat. Going underneath the falls and getting saturated. It was just so much fun and such a laugh. I really enjoyed it. The helicopter was great as well. I'm not taking anything away from that. But if I've got to pick out a standout moment, it was the laughter we had on that boat, that rib, as we were going up and down. Beautiful views. We got lots and lots of rainbows, which was so nice to look at. And then it was just so much fun. Maybe if we had the time, I would have liked another day in Iguazu to have maybe seen the falls from the Brazilian side from the ground.
Yeah, I wish we'd have done the Brazilian side.
But we just didn't have the time, and everyone said the Argentinian side had the better view of Devil's Throat and stuff. So yeah, I think we did it the right way with the time we had, but I would have quite liked an extra day there. And then we went to Juma Lodge. Oh my god. Where do we start with this one? What was the best thing we did at Juma Lodge?
I think that I loved it. I just loved it. I loved the whole experience. There's nothing else I really want to say about it.
The whole experience was great. For me, I think my favourite thing that we did was the kayaking. I absolutely loved being out on the Amazon River with those stunning views, just slowly paddling through the rainforest, and also teaching David how to canoe, because we were all over the place. It was hilarious, wasn't it?
I mean, it wasn't the case, but yeah, if it makes you feel good, yeah.
But yeah, the kayaking was probably my favourite. But as David said, the whole experience was great. I'm really proud that I did the trek through the jungle, because I honestly was terrified. And I don't use that word lightly. I know I've used it a lot in this vlog series, but I was genuinely terrified. And I didn't see any snakes, which was great. I did see some enormous spiders that still haunt my dreams to this moment. Overall, Juma Lodge, amazing experience. There's nothing bad to say, is there? He's been there, he's got the t-shirt.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh yeah. So we've done that, and then we went back. So when we went back to Manaus, didn't we? And we spent 2 days just relaxing at the Juma Opera hotel. And there's not much to say about that, really, is there? It was a nice boutique hotel.
It's a beautiful hotel. It's in a really, a nice setting. All the staff were great. Building's great. Room was nice.
Yeah. But yeah, nothing bad to say. There's nothing particularly about Manaus that I would say that I was fond of. I wouldn't ever go to Manaus. I wouldn't recommend anyone goes to Manaus, other than if you're going to the Amazon rainforest. There's no real reason to go there. The opera house is beautiful. If you want to watch opera, then of course that's a reason to go. But we didn't particularly want to go and watch opera, did we?
No, we didn't.
And then we've come here, and
which is just basically been waiting for our flight home.
Yeah, perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with this place either. No highlight. What did you think about the airlines? We used LATAM and Azul for our flights.
I'm surprised, because I thought LATAM was going to be better than Azul, and actually Azul is better than LATAM in terms of Wi-Fi, in terms of staff, in terms of what you get given on the flight. All punctual as well. I mean, we had one delay, but
yep. No complaints at all. And just on the topic of Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi here is great. It is everywhere. So every hotel we've been to has had free Wi-Fi. Every airport we've been through has had free Wi-Fi. In Juma Lodge it was a bit patchy, but in the Amazon you didn't expect to have any Wi-Fi, so just to have patchy was great. Even on the planes we've had Wi-Fi. The only plane we haven't had Wi-Fi on was British Airways, believe it or not. So overall, Brazil. Do you like?
I love, but I don't think, because we're still here, I don't think it's going to hit everything that we've done until we get home for a couple of days, and then we're going to be like, oh my god.
We've got so much footage, so many photos.
We've done so much, seen so much, learnt so much.
Yes. In such a small period of time. Like this time 2 weeks ago, we were in our Sofitel at Heathrow. So much has happened in the last 14 days, hasn't it?
It really has.
But yeah, it's been great. As somebody who was really apprehensive and really nervous about this trip, I can honestly tell you I think it's been awesome. Yep, I was scared. I still am scared, I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, no, I'm going out in the Amazon now, I'm gonna take my machete knife out and take people. No, I'm just not.
No, but the thing is about understanding it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing, when you go into like the bush or the rainforest or something, it's new, you don't know what to expect, but
there was a lot less animals than I thought I would see. I thought there would be animals and birds everywhere, and it wasn't really like that.
But again, we went in the wet season, so everything is spread out, because everything has access to, no animal needs to travel very far to get water. And
even when we were looking for the caiman, it took a long time to find caiman. I thought we were going to go out on the water get the flashlight out and see loads of eyes peering at us, and
Yeah.
it was quite a mission to go and find the caiman. Although there was always one sitting outside the kitchen at Juma Lodge in the water, wasn't there?
Always.
Of course, the battery died and cut me off mid-flow, but I was just saying that, you know, if you want to see some of these iconic places that you've heard about and seen on TV, Christ the Redeemer, Sugarloaf Mountain, Copacabana Beach, the Iguazu Falls, the Amazon rainforest, then please don't be put off. You know, I would probably never have come here if it hadn't been for him being so adventurous and brave and wanting to see all these places. I would have probably kind of made excuses not to come. But I can tell you honestly, there's so many beautiful things to see in the world, and there are so many of them here in Brazil. So if you get the chance to come, if it's on your list, do it. That's my advice. Would you agree? Little brave warrior, David.
No, not at all. Now I've been here, I mean, I definitely want to come back and do more of South America.
Yeah, I'd like
Definitely.
to see Peru and Argentina as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been great. Anyway, that's kind of our thoughts, our tips, our review, if you like. I hope we haven't gone on for too long, but we wanted to kind of give something back. And of course, if you've got any questions at all, whack them down in the comments and we will jointly answer them for you and tell you what we think about it. Or if we don't know the answer, we'll point you in the right direction of where you will find that out. So yeah, ask us any questions that you want. The plan now is we've got about 4 or 5 hours just to chill out here at the hotel. We're going to go have a bit of lunch. I will do a little tiny bit of filming on the plane just to show you the food. The plane's the same as the plane we came out on, so it's not too much to show you, and we intend to try and sleep as much as we can on the flight, make the most of those flatbeds. Some good news, my mum has just texted us a picture of our car. It's back on our drive, so I'm really happy about that. So we can pick up our hire car at Heathrow and then go home and then drop the hire car back off at home. So we've got our car back, which is really great news as well. Anyway, at this point, I'm just going to remind you that if you've liked this video, please give it that little thumbs up. And also share it with your friends as well, because, you know, who doesn't need a trip to Brazil? See, even the birds are agreeing with me.
Just a little parrot thing.
A little parrot thing. So even the birds are agreeing. So you need to tell your friends. That's what the bird's saying. As always, if you like this channel, if you think we're interesting or funny or neither, feel free to subscribe. We're going to have another vlog series coming out later this year when we go back to Orlando for another Disney trip, which I can't wait for as well. So yeah, subscribe, click the notification bell so you're told when the videos come out. And I'm not going to sign off now because I'll be back with you very shortly. Well, in a few hours, be shortly for you. When we get to the airport lounge, so we'll show you around now. Okay, so guess where I am now? Yeah, you guessed it. We are now on our flight from Rio de Janeiro back to London Heathrow. I didn't check in with you in the lounge, and there's a really good reason for that. Basically, in the lounge, the power kept going off. So yeah, we were sitting pretty much drinking champagne in darkness. These things only happen to us, don't they? So anyway, we are now up in the air. Our flight was slightly delayed by about 45 minutes, I want to say. We didn't get seats as we like them, a window and an aisle on this flight. We got an aisle each. So instead of sitting facing me, I've got David just sitting across from me. I see if I can get his attention for you. He's kind of fiddling about with something down there. I don't know what he's doing. Finally got his attention. So we were in the American Airlines lounge at Rio de Janeiro, which was actually a really nice lounge. It was really good. They had a really great selection of food, soups, chicken, pastas, different meats, different potato, different vegetables, lots of fruit, salads, cakes. But yeah, we weren't really hungry, so we didn't have anything apart from I think we had 2 handmade chocolates each that were very nice, and we also had a couple of little cheese balls. I can't remember what they're called. I've been eating them like the whole time I've been in Brazil. Pão de queijo, I think they're called actually. Really, really great Brazilian cheese balls or cheese bread, really good. So we had some of that. But apart from that, we didn't eat anything. We did, however, consume quite a lot of champagne between us. So my ginseng has arrived, citrus gin and tonic, and it's come with a little bag of nuts, cashews, giant corn, almonds, and chickpeas coated in gram flour and parsley. So I'm going to have a little nibble on those. I'm just about to start editing travel day, so let's have a look on here. This is the very first clip on our travel morning that I filmed. So I'm about to start editing that now while I'm sitting here. We're currently experiencing a little bit of turbulence on this flight. We're bouncing about all over the place, which is actually making it quite fun. I'm quite enjoying that. Yeah, so dinner has just been served. I've got my first course, which is the pumpkin soup. So we've just finished eating the main meal on this flight. The starter, the pumpkin soup, was really tasty. It was warm. Actually, no, it wasn't warm. It was hot. It was actually really hot. And David was a bit worried about me because of the turbulence. If I was going to get the soup all over me, I didn't. I survived. For the main course, we both ordered the beef, but they came over with 2 different beef dishes and asked which one I wanted. And I thought that it was a choice and that David would get a choice as well. But oh no, David got the one that I didn't want. So that was a little bit disappointing. I had the fillet of beef and David had some kind of beef casserole. I think the fillet of beef was probably the better option. Actually, when I started eating it, it was actually really dry and tough. So all in all, I think the casserole that David had was probably the better option. Dessert was a little dulce leche lava cake with a custard creme anglaise, really nice. Had a glass of Sauvignon Blanc with that. David is currently tucking into his usual cheese and pork that you get on every single flight. He's got gorgonzola today, which is one of his favourites.
Starter was really good, main was fine. It was just like beef stew. It was nice, it was tasty. And now I've just got my usual. My cheese ball and pork. My cheese balled and the usual with BA, like half a pint of pork.
Anyway, it's time to relax. We've got a long time on this plane to go. I think David will be asleep in about 12 minutes. It doesn't take him long to get off.
Yes.
It doesn't take him long to nod off. I'm going to do a bit more editing, maybe for another hour or so. And then I might join him. Oh dear, so much has happened since I last spoke to you. We have been very, very delayed, and we are uncharacteristically quite miserable now. So the flight was fine. The flight was really good. David slept, I would say, for probably about 6 hours of it, which is great. I slept for at least 2 hours solidly, and then probably for about 3 hours just snoozing on and off. So I actually feel alright. I don't feel too tired. Do you feel tired?
I don't know at the moment.
Don't know.
Not really.
No? At the moment we're doing alright. So we landed Brazil time about 9:30 and our phone instantly changed to 1:30 in the afternoon here in the UK. So we immediately lost 4 hours. But that's good because it means we'll go to bed tonight UK time, and hopefully that'll help us get back into our normal sleeping before I start night shift on Friday. And then mess it all up again. Yeah, so anyway, that was all fine. The second meal on the plane, the breakfast, was really nice. I had some blueberry pancakes that came with some chopped hazelnut and like a caramel sauce. Very nice. I had some fresh fruit, some melon, some pineapple, some papaya, some grapes, some strawberries, watermelon. Yeah, it was really good. Some little croissant type things. They weren't great, they were alright. And then a little bowl of cherry yogurt with some granola, which was really great. That came with some coffee. Had 2 cups of coffee. Yeah, really nice. David went for the full breakfast. So he had kind of, I think it was veal sausage, was it? Veal sausage, scrambled eggs, tomatoes, mushrooms, stuff like that. But he liked that as well. Apart from the sausage, he thought it was a bit insipid looking. It needed a bit of a grill, but there's not really an option to it on a plane. Then we got out of the airport nicely. We went across to the Enterprise bus stop to get the shuttle back to get our hire car. That was all great. The shuttle was waiting for us. We got on the shuttle straight across to Enterprise, where we were told we did not have a car. So you can imagine, after a 12-hour flight with all of our luggage, being really tired, to be told we didn't have a car was really annoying. So I got a little bit grumpy about that, because it was the last thing you need when you're on such a big travel day. Anyway, we probably waited, I would say, around an hour and a half before we got a car sorted. So what had happened, because our car that was being repaired while we was away has been returned home, the insurance company decided just to cancel our hire car and not tell us. So it took a little bit of work trying to sit in the queue to LV to get them to answer, to sort it out. We did get it sorted eventually, so we have got a hire car. That's changed our plans, because we were going to drop the hire car back today on the way to get Bruno. But yeah, we're going to keep the hire car now till the morning. We're going to still pick Bruno up in a little while. We're on our way to get him now from my mum. And then we're going to head home, but we're going to get home now because the London traffic on the M25 is so bad during the rush hour. We're now hitting the rush hour traffic, so what would have taken us probably just over an hour is now going to take us about 2.5 hours on the motorway to get to my mum's. So we're going to get home much later than we anticipated. The idea was to go home, chuck the cases in the house, put a load of washing on, and then head out to drop the hire car and then get Bruno. But we've not done that, so we'll be a little bit behind with the laundry now. But yeah, that's where we're at. So yeah, all in all, our travel day has been made much longer, unfortunately, by LV's incompetence. Neither of us are particularly happy at the moment, but we will be delighted in about an hour and a half when we get to my mum's to pick up Bruno. We can't wait to see little Bruno. So yeah, we'll film the reaction because he's always delighted to see us. So I'll try and film him so you can see us getting reunited over him, and then we'll sign off, and that will be the end of this vlog series. So yeah, we'll see you shortly when we get Bruno. Hello! 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 Who's in there? Who's in there? Who's in there?
Don't jump!
Who's there? Hello! That was a nice surprise, wasn't it? He's got in my hand. Hello! Hello! There you go. Hello, Bruno. We love him.
Hello, little pup. Hello. Have you been on holiday? Have you? Have you been on holiday? Oh,
He looks so surprised. And with that, we are finally home. Thank you so much for coming along, following our adventures and travels. We really appreciate it. Our next vlog series like this will probably be in October when we go back to Walt Disney World. So hopefully you will join us for that as well. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a big thumbs up and also share it with your friends. We are so tired. If you like our channel, please ensure you're subscribed with the notification bell clicked so you know when the next video comes out, and there will be lots more videos between now and our Orlando trip. So yeah, make sure you've got the bell clicked. So thank you so much for watching, and one thing left to tell you: never grow up.